Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're not just going over driving test answers. We're really digging into them.
Yeah, pulling out the core ideas.
Right. The aim is to get at that practical knowledge that makes you a genuinely safer driver, beyond just the test itself.
Exactly. Think of it as boosting your driving instincts with some really crucial, sometimes surprising details.
All right, let's jump in. First scenario. Railroad crossing, no gates, trains coming. What's the absolute key action?
Slow down. Simple as that.
Feels obvious, maybe. But why is slowing down so vital there?
Well, it's about the physics, really. Trains have immense weight, massive momentum. They can't stop quickly at all.
Miles, sometimes.
Yeah, literally miles. So slowing your car down gives you that crucial extra time to see, to react, even if there aren't flashing lights yet. Caution is just paramount.
Makes sense. Okay, next. Multi-lane road, someone cuts right in front of you. What's the recommended reaction? Not maybe the gut reaction, but the safe one.
Stay calm, just ease off, drop back to create a safe following distance.
That takes discipline, though, doesn't it? When your first thought might be horn or brakes.
It does. But, hitting the brakes hard or getting aggressive, that can escalate things fast. Road rage, rear-ending someone.
Right.
So calmly making space diffuses the situation.
Yeah.
Safety over frustration.
Okay. Let's talk alcohol. Social event? Maybe you'll have a drink. What's the plan?
No ambiguity here. Public transport, taxi, designated driver, something arranged beforehand.
Zero tolerance for driving yourself. Why is that line so firm?
Because even a little alcohol really messes with your judgment, your reaction time, all the critical skills for driving. Planning ahead just removes that terrible temptation later on.
Makes sense. Okay, tricky situation. Emergency stop, slippery road, you have anti-lock brakes, ABS. What's the technique?
Press the brake pedal down hard and hold it.
Don't pump it like old-style brakes.
Absolutely not. ABS is the pumping, basically. It pulses the brakes super fast to stop the wheels locking up.
So you maintain steering control.
Exactly. If you pump, you're fighting the system, actually making it less effective. Firm, steady pressure lets ABS do its job.
Good to know. Night driving. Can you just use parking lights?
Nope, definitely not.
You need your proper headlights on.
What's the actual difference in function?
Parking lights are really just to make a stopped car visible. Headlights, well, they light up the road for you and make your moving car clearly visible to others. Huge difference at night.
Right, visibility. Signaling before a turn, how much warning do you need to give?
The standard is 100 feet before the turn.
100 feet doesn't sound like much time.
It's enough, usually, to give other drivers warning. Lets them see your intention, adjust their speed, avoid surprises. A few seconds can make all the difference.
Okay. And what about cyclists? If you see one with their left arm pointing down?
That means they're slowing down or stopping.
So we need to know their signals too.
Absolutely. Road sharing means understanding how everyone communicates. Hand signals are key for cyclists.
Vehicle breakdown. Highway, no shoulder. Nightmare scenario. What's priority one? Get the vehicle completely out of the traffic lane. Completely.
Not even partially sticking out.
No way. A partially blocked lane on a highway is incredibly dangerous. High speeds, low reaction time. You have to get fully clear for your safety and everyone else's.
Right. Okay, insurance.
Yeah.
Cause a crash, you don't have insurance. What's a major consequence?
Well, you could be required to pay for all the damages out of pocket before you can even get your driving privileges back.
Wow. That's significant.
It really highlights the financial responsibility side of driving. Being uninsured is a huge risk.
Let's talk younger drivers, under 17. Are there typical nighttime driving restrictions?
Yes, commonly. Often it's something like no driving between 11 p.m. and 6 a.m., though it can vary slightly.
And the reasoning behind that?
Generally, it's about limiting exposure for less experienced drivers during higher risk hours, less visibility, potentially more tired or impaired drivers on the road.
Makes sense. Seatbelts. Front seat passenger, under 18, not wearing one. Who gets the ticket?
The driver does.
So the responsibility falls on the driver for younger passengers.
Yep. The driver's in control of the vehicle, and in the eyes of the law, responsible for ensuring those young passengers are buckled up safely.
Parking near a fire hydrant. How close is too close?
You cannot park within 15 feet.
15 feet? Why that specific distance?
Firefighters need clear, immediate access. Hoses, equipment, blocking a hydrant, even slightly, can cause critical delays in an emergency. Those feet matter.
Got it. Merging onto an expressway. You're in the acceleration lane. When do you actually stop in that lane?
Ideally, never. Only if traffic is so incredibly heavy that merging safely is literally impossible right then.
So the goal is always to match speed and merge.
Exactly. That lane is for getting up to highway speed. Stopping there creates a major hazard for you and the traffic behind you. Find your gap, match the speed, merge smoothly.
Okay, 3-point turns. When are they technically allowed?
Generally, only in places where U-turns are specifically prohibited and you have no other option.
So, not something to do casually.
Definitely not. It blocks traffic briefly, it's complex, use it cautiously, and only when necessary and permitted.
Residential areas, no speed limit sign posted. What's usually the default limit?
Often it's 30 miles per hour, but always good to check local rules.
Why 30? Seems standard.
It's generally set lower to account for pedestrians, cyclists, kids playing, things you expect in residential zones. Slower speeds save lives there.
Emergency vehicles approaching, lights flashing, in the lane closest to you. What do?
You need to move over a lane if you can safely. If you can't, you must slow down significantly.
The move over law, basically.
Exactly. It gives police, fire, ambulance crews space to work safely on the roadside. Critical for their protection.
Traffic signs. What does a triangle-shaped sign mean?
That's a yield sign.
And yielding means?
It means you have to give the right-of-way to other traffic or pedestrians. Slow down, be prepared to stop if necessary, let them go first.
Okay. Parking on a hill, automatic transmission car. What's the very first thing you should do after stopping?
Set the parking brake. Firmly.
Before shifting into park.
Yes. Set the brake first. That way the brake holds the weight, not just the transmission's parking pawl, which can fail, especially on an incline. Prevents rolling away.
Good tip. Carrying something sticking out the back of your vehicle, how do you mark it during the daytime?
With red flags. At least one, often more depending on the load.
Why red flags?
Visibility makes the projecting hazard obvious to drivers behind you so they don't run into it.
Okay. Can law enforcement stop you just because they suspect your car isn't compliant or roadworthy?
Yes, they generally have the authority to stop you for a vehicle inspection if they have reasonable suspicion that something's unsafe or illegal, like broken lights, bald tires, etc.
Reinforces keeping your car maintained.
Absolutely. It's your responsibility to ensure your vehicle is safe to operate.
What about a sign showing lanes merging, like an arrow indicating a lane ending ahead?
That merging lane ahead sign is a warning. It tells you to be prepared for traffic entering your lane soon.
So be aware, maybe adjust speed or position.
Right. Be ready to let people merge smoothly, anticipate potential slowdowns. It helps traffic flow safely.
Driving in fog or heavy rain, really low visibility. What lights are best?
Your low beam headlights.
Not high beams, or just parking lights.
Definitely not high beams. They reflect off the fog or rain and make visibility worse. And parking lights, as we said, aren't enough illumination. Low beams cut through best without causing glare.
Okay. Double solid yellow lines down the center of the road. Passing.
Nope. Absolutely no passing allowed by traffic on either side of those lines.
It's a strict no passing zone.
Correct. Indicates it's too dangerous to pass, usually due to limited sight distance or other hazards.
If you have to stop on the side of the road because of car trouble, what's the best way to signal this?
Turn on your emergency flashers, your hazard lights.
Make yourself as visible as possible.
Exactly. It immediately alerts other drivers that you're stopped and potentially a hazard, so they should use caution approaching you.
All right, last one. Changing lanes safely. What's the proper sequence of actions?
Okay, you need to check your mirrors, then look over your shoulder to check your blind spot, then signal your intention, and then, when it's clear, make the lane change.
That shoulder check is crucial, isn't it?
Absolutely vital. Mirrors don't show you everything. That quick glance over the shoulder confirms if the blind spot is truly clear before you move over. Mirror, signal, shoulder check, then maneuver.
Wow. So looking back at all these, even the simple rules have some serious safety thinking behind them.
They really do. Understanding the why makes them stick, you know? They stop being just rules on a page and become, hopefully, automatic safe habits.
It's about building that constant awareness. So maybe take a second to think about how consistently you apply these things in your own driving.
Yeah, and perhaps even check your specific local driving handbook. Things can vary slightly. Safe driving really is a continuous learning process. Drive safe out there.